Hi, welcome to the Real Grandma's Kitchen, a place for conversation and cooking. In the past, I've talked to you about the fact that I'm married to a Russian man and that we really enjoy Russian food. In fact, you might want to go back and look at my pelmeni and my crab salad recipe just to refresh your memory. Well, tonight we're going to make a new dish, and this one is called French meat. French meat is one of the most popular dishes in Russia. You can have different variations. We found the one that we love, and I'd like to show it to you. It's a very easy recipe. It goes so fast, you're going to be impressed, and it tastes amazing. So let's go ahead and get started, okay? I'm going to start out by turning on the oven because this goes that quickly. So let's go through the list of ingredients. It's very simple. We take onions that we're going to dice. We take cube steak. I use already grated cheese, but some kind of cheese that you love. A little dollop of mayonnaise and salt and pepper. That's it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with cubing and dicing these onions, and then we can put it all together. A little bit of a rough cut is fine. It doesn't have to be a real small dice. When they cook though, it's just so delicious. I've got the onions all cut. Now we're ready to put it together. The oven still isn't heated up. First, you start out putting a little bit of salt and pepper on the bottom of your pan, and then we're going to add to that the meat. We do this because that way we have a little seasoning on both sides of the meat. It really brings out all the flavors and the richness. Then we'll take our cube steak. You can use other meats, but this is our favorite. And we're going to line the bottom of the pan with cube steak. Just one layer. Everything's all tucked in there. Okay, so the cube steak is ready. Now we'll take salt and pepper and we'll season this side of the meat. I like my little Pampered Chef salt and pepper shaker. It was a little bit pricey, but you know, I really love it. Puts just the right amount. Then we'll take our diced onions. We're going to cover the meat until you can't see the meat anymore. Be very generous with your onions. So a lot of people would tell me, I don't like onions that much, but actually I think you're going to find that after these are all cooked with the meat and the cheese, that you really don't taste them like you thought you would. And they're really rather sweet, and they bring out all the flavor of the meat, and they tenderize the meat. So I think we've got that pretty well covered. So I'm using 3.5 onions to my 6 cube steaks today. Then I'm going to take some cheese. Now again, you can grate it yourself. I tend to be like a lazy American when I'm making this Russian dish. I'm going to now put cheese on to cover so I don't see the onions. That's the key to each layer. Just put it on generously so that you don't see the ingredient below it. So we like to make this sometimes for our Saturday nights. We like to take Saturday night and just listen to music and have good food and maybe a little bit of vodka, you know, the Russian side, and just enjoy ourselves together. One more little thing of cheese along this edge, and everything is covered. I don't see any onions. The last ingredient is just to take a teaspoon and put 6 small dollops of mayonnaise. This is your moisturizer. It's to keep everything soft and moist so it doesn't dry out in the oven. Again, this will completely melt. You're not going to taste the mayonnaise whatsoever. And voila, we have French meat ready to put in the oven. What could be easier than this? Okay. Okay, the French meat has been in the oven for about an hour now. So let's go ahead and check it. We want it to be a little golden brown. We don't want it burnt, but we also want it cooked. So let's go look in the oven. Oh, that looks perfect. That is absolutely perfect. You can see where the top, it's melted. The cheese is all melted. It's a beautiful golden brown. Everything is bubbling. This is French meat. I usually let it sit for just a minute or two so that it's easier to cut. But I don't know about you. I'm really hungry to try this. So take a turner that has a little bit of an edge to it, and we'll cut down into this. And we'll cut this way. We'll scoop up. Here's our French meat. Doesn't that look delicious? And this is going to be hot, so I'm going to take a small bite. You'll want to have a little bit of everything. You'll want to have the cheese and the onion and of course the meat. This is absolutely delicious. An amazing meal. And it was nothing to make. A little bit of meat, onion, cheese, dollops of mayonnaise. Cook it in the oven for an hour approximately, maybe an hour and a half. Depends on how warm your oven is. And you've got a meal that is really, really festive and special. Well, it's been fun to cook with you, and I'm looking forward to the next time we meet. Have a wonderful time, and until then, see you later.